The first night he slept beneath the turning ceiling, he thought the wind was trying to warn him. The old dome creaked and rotated with a low, mechanical groan, its circular roof shifting slowly under the moonlight as if the house itself were alive and uneasy. Marcus Hale lay awake on the cold floor, staring up at the shadows sliding across the curved walls, wondering if he had just made the worst mistake of his life. The property had cost him less than a used pickup truck. People in town had laughed when he signed the papers. A rotating dome house, abandoned for years, hidden at the edge of a forgotten forest. No one wanted it. No one except a man who had nothing left to lose. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the quiet miracles that sometimes change a life, take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment where you're watching from, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this remind us that even in the darkest seasons, something beautiful can begin again. Marcus hadn't always been the kind of man who bought forgotten places. Years earlier, he had worn a uniform with pride, worked long hours under harsh lights, and believed stability was something you earned if you tried hard enough. But life does not always reward effort. After an injury ended his career and medical bills drained what little savings he had, Marcus found himself drifting. Friends stopped calling. The apartment he rented grew smaller each month, not physically, but emotionally. The walls felt like they were closing in on him. The only constant in his life was Ranger, a German shepherd with intelligent eyes and a scar across his muzzle from some unknown fight before Marcus adopted him. Ranger had been labeled difficult at the shelter. Too protective. Too intense. But Marcus saw something else in him, a loyalty that felt like a mirror of his own wounded heart. They found each other at the right time. Two souls trying to prove they still mattered. The rotating dome house appeared in an online auction late one sleepless night. The photos were blurry, the description short and dismissive. Unique rotating structure. Needs repairs. Sold as is. The price was shockingly low. Rumors said it had once belonged to an eccentric engineer who designed the house to follow the sun. The circular roof could turn to maximize daylight through wide windows. But after the engineer's death, no heirs claimed it. It sat alone in the forest, slowly being swallowed by moss and silence. Marcus didn't tell anyone when he placed the bid. He barely believed it himself when he won. The first time he drove up the narrow dirt path, Ranger in the passenger seat, the trees seemed to lean inward as if guarding a secret. The dome rose from the earth like something half-forgotten, its curved surface draped in green moss, vines threading down its sides. A heavy steel door faced the clearing, scratched and weathered but intact. Above it, the dome's seam line hinted at its strange ability to rotate. Inside, the air smelled of damp wood and old metal. Dust floated in thin shafts of light. The interior was circular, open, surprisingly spacious despite its neglected state. A central column housed the rotation mechanism, rusted gears, thick cables, and a manual crank system that looked like it hadn't moved in years. Everyone had warned him. It's a money pit. It's haunted. There's a reason it's cheap. But Marcus didn't see a burden. He saw quiet. He saw a place where no one expected anything from him. The early weeks were brutal. The plumbing barely worked. The electrical system flickered unpredictably. Rain seeped through hairline cracks in the dome's surface. Marcus spent his days patching leaks, hauling debris, clearing overgrown brush from around the structure. His hands blistered. His back ached. More than once he sat on the steps outside, staring into the forest, questioning his sanity. Money ran thin. He rationed groceries. He sold his old watch to afford replacement wiring. Each small repair felt like trying to hold back the tide with his bare hands. But Ranger thrived. The forest became his kingdom. He ran between the trees, nose to the ground, ears alert. At night, he lay at the door, a silent guardian. Whenever Marcus felt the weight of regret pressing down on him, Ranger would rest his head on Marcus's knee, steady and warm, as if reminding him that they had survived worse. One gray afternoon, as Marcus wrestled with the stubborn rotation mechanism, he finally managed to free a jammed gear. The dome shuddered, then began to move. Slowly, painfully, the entire roof shifted. Sunlight poured through a different set of windows, illuminating corners that had been dark since his arrival. The house seemed to exhale. For the first time in months, Marcus felt something close to hope. As the weeks passed, he restored the dome bit by bit. He scrubbed moss from the interior walls, reinforced beams, replaced broken panes. He learned the rhythm of the forest, the early morning mist, the distant call of owls at night, the way the wind sounded different when rain was coming. Yet there was an unease he couldn't name. Sometimes, late at night, he thought he heard faint metallic thuds from beneath the floor. He assumed it was the old mechanism settling. Once, while repairing a section near the central column, he noticed an odd seam in the concrete, a faint rectangular outline partially hidden by grime. He brushed it off as a patch from previous construction. Until the day Ranger refused to ignore it. It started with barking. Not playful barking. Not the alert bark he gave when deer wandered too close. This was sharp, insistent, almost frantic. Marcus stepped inside to find Ranger circling the central column, claws scraping at the floor. The dog's posture was rigid, eyes fixed on the faint seam Marcus had once dismissed. "There's nothing there," Marcus muttered under his breath, more to himself than to Ranger. But Ranger didn't move. He began digging at the edge, paws striking concrete, whining softly between barks. There was urgency in his movements, a determination Marcus had learned to trust. Ranger had once alerted him to a gas leak in his old apartment before the detectors went off. He wasn't prone to random panic. With a sigh, Marcus fetched a pry bar and knelt beside the outlined section. The concrete sounded hollow when he tapped it. His heartbeat quickened. It took over an hour of chipping and prying before the slab finally lifted with a grinding scrape. Beneath it was a metal hatch, thick and sealed, with a small combination dial at its center. Marcus froze. The air felt heavier, charged with possibility and fear. His mind raced through wild scenarios. Forgotten documents. Old tools. Or nothing at all. The hatch was locked. For days, he debated what to do. Hiring a locksmith was beyond his budget. Breaking it open risked damaging whatever was inside. He searched the house again, combing through drawers, cabinets, even the attic space above the curved ceiling. In a dusty box of old blueprints, he found something unexpected, a notebook filled with the original owner's sketches and scribbled thoughts. The engineer had written obsessively about independence, self-sufficiency, and preparing for uncertain times. Tucked between pages was a small slip of paper with 4 numbers circled repeatedly, as if they mattered deeply. Marcus's hands trembled as he returned to the hatch. Ranger sat beside him, watching silently. He turned the dial once to the right, then left, following the sequence from the paper. The mechanism resisted at first, then clicked. The sound echoed in the dome like a gunshot. He lifted the hatch slowly. A cool draft brushed his face, carrying the faint scent of metal and old paper. A ladder descended into darkness. Marcus grabbed a flashlight and climbed down. The hidden chamber was small but dry, reinforced with steel walls. Along one side stood a heavy safe, already unlocked. Inside were neatly stacked bundles wrapped in plastic, several sealed envelopes, and a wooden box. Marcus stared in disbelief. The bundles were cash. Old bills, but preserved. More money than he had seen in years. The envelopes contained investment certificates, bonds long matured but still redeemable. The wooden box held something unexpected, a letter addressed, "To whoever finds this." He sat on the cold floor and read. The engineer wrote about regret. About building the dome as a symbol of innovation, then losing everything when his business failed. He had hidden the remaining fortune not out of greed, but out of shame. He couldn't face his creditors or his family. In the letter, he admitted his mistakes and expressed hope that whoever discovered the safe would use it to build something better than he had. Marcus felt tears sting his eyes. The money could solve everything. Pay debts. Restore the house fully. Give him a future he hadn't dared imagine. But more than that, it felt like a message passed through time. A broken man leaving behind a chance for redemption, not for himself, but for someone else. He climbed back up, letter in hand, and sat on the dome's floor as the evening sun filtered through newly aligned windows. Ranger pressed close, sensing the shift in Marcus's breathing, the overwhelming tide of emotion. In the months that followed, Marcus used the funds carefully. He hired local workers, bringing life and income back into the small town that had once mocked him. He restored the dome to its former brilliance, repairing the rotation system so it moved smoothly with the sun. He added a small workshop and began teaching free classes on mechanical repair to teenagers who needed direction. He donated anonymously to the animal shelter where he had found Ranger, ensuring no dog would be labeled too difficult again without a fair chance. The rotating dome house became more than shelter. It became proof that even abandoned things can hold hidden value. Even people written off as failures can rise again. And through it all, Ranger remained at his side, the quiet hero who refused to ignore a hollow sound in the floor. If this story has touched your heart so far, take a moment to like the video and share it with someone who needs to believe that their breakthrough might be closer than they think. And before we reach the end, I'd love to ask you something special. Comment the word hope below if you believe second chances are real. Years later, when visitors asked Marcus why he bought a crumbling dome in the middle of nowhere, he would smile and look at Ranger stretched in the sunlight. He would say that sometimes you don't find treasure because you're searching for it. Sometimes you find it because you're willing to rebuild what others have abandoned. Sometimes the greatest safe you open isn't filled with money, but with proof that your story isn't over. On clear nights, when the dome turned slowly beneath a sky full of stars, Marcus would sit outside and listen to the forest breathe. The wind no longer sounded like a warning. It sounded like gratitude. And in the quiet, he understood something that had once felt impossible. Losing everything had led him exactly where he needed to be. Not to wealth, but to purpose.